因为我那时候就一直很想唱，我妈一直叫我回去。对啊，现在还是都是那个。可是如果有些人在那里，我嫁的都是那个100%都是台湾人。现在台湾是在台湾，用那种。然后我也不可能会现在我们家我很宝贝，因为你到美国追海外职场，然后我跟你们，因为我的名字都刚刚少了，把它传成干嘛嘛？钱就我还有用下，被利用下。别人最需要的就是被利用的这样子。我们之前在阿根廷跟巴西比赛，没有哎，没有，我们2019年卖掉了，因为像阿根廷它是从看你要来年开始，然后2周。所以我妹这个地都是卖掉，他们说科技只要停到现在，维持地比较快。其实他们有在安多，他国力还是今天我们特别是年底的刚好的。就是人太多，他呢，爱的货，他可以动的多。对，他如果谁也不讲了，是安心的，哦，油份也很好吃。
Meeting start. Restaurant, please use the opening bell.
Good afternoon, everyone. Meeting start.
Everyone, please all rise for a four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
is it true?
Second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will the people welfare pressures?
fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Please be seated. Rotary song. PP test, please.
Okay.
R-O-T-A-R-Y, Los Bills Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is long and steep. From north to south, from east to west, he profits more to serve the best. R-O-T-A-R-Y, Los Bills Rotary.
Thank you, PP test. Introduction of visiting Rotarian and honorable guest. Hands free.
Hello, everyone. Let's welcome today's speaker, 连思恩建筑师 and also Max spouse, Jessica. Thank you.
Visiting Rotary sound.
Oh.
PP test again.
Yes, oh Rotary, we greet you. Oh, yes, oh Rotary, we greet you. We want you to feel our friendship is real. We are glad you are here today. So get back on the wheel of cheer. Regards from all the fellows here. And what
Good afternoon, Speaker 建筑师李岩 and good afternoon to my fellow Rotarians. Let me introduce something about our past week. On Saturday, we attend our charter attending tours, the second stop to 中区扶轮社, and we thank group 5, PP Simon and PP Steele, and PP Lu and RPP Essen also joined with us, and we had a wonderful night. Actually, they have very nicely music performance at that night. And then on Sunday, thanks to PP Simon, he organized a very nice afternoon tea. At first, we thought it was, afternoon tea, cake with cafe. But no, it's actually a hotel buffet at Yuyuan Hotel. And it was like, you don't need to have lunch and you don't need to have dinner afterwards. We are really full, and he was like really thoughtful. He's really thoughtful to prepare both for all of us. And we were discussing the second outing in next March. For more detail, we will discuss more. But initially, we are sure that we are going to Penghu at it in the end of March. So please, looking forward to it. Next, it's our every Tuesday badminton team practice, and we are really happy that Peter joined us, and PP Shuming also come to cheerlead. Hopefully one day probably you can join us. I don't know, maybe. And there is no more picture, but we had the Christmas practice, catwalk practice on Tuesday, Tuesday. Yeah, and surprisingly, that PP Simon, 你是一个被警戒耽搁的模特儿，我只能这么说。He did good at catwalk, so I didn't put the photo. I just want to save the surprise for you all, and that's my part of today. Thank you.
Secretary's time. First of all is about international service. Venus, could you please give the briefing for international service?
My name is dear President Jim and Rotarians. We have the program in the multicultural film festival. We have a beautiful world. We have the integration. The date is November 27 and November 28, Saturday and Sunday. Place National Museum of National Science. Next. This is a crescendo. You like music? This is Chinese means 渐进 in the music. So this is an impossible symposium performance. And in the 2020 in the American San Diego, the Jewish films audience World Reward. It got the prize and sponsored by our Dathong Road Crowd and speech by our boss. Next is Wawa no Sita. Film is 2050, and you know this UNESCO this word and PDD prize and also got the audience World Reward in 20. Next, I'm here. He first fly on the South Korea and in that work found the love and the humorous, funny and surprise. Broke the different country world to got a love story. Okay. Thank you.
Next is about Christmas party. May, would you please give a briefing for Christmas party?
Hello. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about Christmas party. So the main theme of the party is Bon Voyage, 大同 Fashion Night. Sounds exciting, huh? And the date is December 19th, it's a Sunday evening. And the registration time will start from 5:30 to 6. And the party time will be 6 o'clock to 8:30. And the location we decided is 领先台南蛋仔面 not the restaurant, not the restaurant, but the wedding banquet hall. The restaurant is on 大墩路, and the banquet hall is on 公益路, 所以 yeah, just okay. And this is what the wedding banquet hall looks like. It's quite nice, huh? And it has a very good. It has a very good, beautiful lighting and very nice environment, and it has a very beautiful lifting stage, which is perfect for our performance. And as for fees, of course, it will be free of charge for a Rotarian member and their spouse or one guest. It will be free. And for kids under the age of 6 years old, it will be free. And for kids that's a little older, that's between 7 to 12, it will be 500 per person. And for adult guests, it will be 1,000 per person. And this is the dress code for our party. Since the main theme is Bon Voyage, which in English is a have nice trip, which is very much needed as we are stuck in Taiwan for too long. And yeah, we need to kind of have some travel-like experience. And that's what we want to create for everyone. So we suggest that you wear something light color, mainly white, khaki, or blue. Just imagine you were going on a Mediterranean, we are going on a dinner, a formal dinner on a Mediterranean cruise trip, or a faraway resort in Italy. Imagine something you wear like that, okay? So we call it resort dinner attire, okay? And that will be it. And just prepare yourself for a blast. Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I would like to especially thank May. Like, she really helped me a lot, helped us a lot at the performance, and hope you guys can all join us on December 19th. Thank you.
Okay, the next is 大同扶轮社 will hold 6th charter ceremony on December 14th. Please register with Anne if you are interested. Program. Speaker introduction, PPL, to please introduction.
哎呀，有时候这不你问讲顺便加不是吼，就是英国歌。不要太像。
Good afternoon, President Jimmy, and today's speaker, Rotarian architect. And all my dear Rotarians and distinguished guests. I'm very pleased and have the honor to introduce today's speaker, Rotarian architect. And he graduated from Fengjia University and got a master's degree in architecture of KSU, United States. KSU, I just confirmed to architect, that is Kent State University. And he is a registered architect, both in Taiwan and USA. I think he stayed in the United States for almost 8 years. And in 1973, he come back to Taiwan And in 1977, he won his World Firm, and I think it's a very good experience in USA, and his design is very diverse, I think. Not only from church to a sports center, but also from shopping mall to high-tech building. 专注在这个高科技的这个厂房的设计方面啊。I think he will talk about his knowledge about his person, his area later. One of very important is Rtn.Architecture. He joined the Taichung Rotary Club in 2001 or 2, right? Almost 20 years. And he will be the president of Taichung Rotary Club in 2023 to 24. 23-24年的台中市社长。And there is a very important for me to invite the architect to be speaker today. That her father, I think most of the members should remember our special representative,
Bill.
Bill.
Okay.
Bill is the architect's father, and Bill always he not only helped Dathong Rotary Club to organize and mentored our club smoothly and successfully. I think PP Jews should be very know that. So today is quite meaningful to have the honor to invite our architect to be our speaker, just like his father. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our Rotary architect. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very happy to hear. Not very often I have a chance to give a lecture like this. Talking about use English, sometimes in my job I will have foreigners client, like Japanese, sometimes Americans, and I will have some chance to use sometimes Dutch people. My majority of building type is high-tech buildings, so sometimes they will have some managers from foreign country. I'm very happy to hear, and you have a very good song leader. He sings very well. It's really a good plus for your club. So I'm just going to talking about the things I know, my professional, which is architectural design. And when Air asked me, can I come here to talk about something, I say yes, I can. What I know is my professional, which is architectural design. So I did a lot of project when I was in the United States. Majorly, I do medical design. My company is majorly in doing medical design. For several companies, just list in my experience, two of them are basically medical design. American, they do things they only do one thing. If they do school design, they only know how to do school design. If they do medical, they only know how to do medical design. Hospitals, they don't do other things. Their brain is much direct, you know? Sometimes more simple than Taiwanese.
That's right.
So I did a lot of things, from church to office building. Majorly is high-tech building, and hospitals and other sports center. There is one sports center in the Taichung International Baseball Park. There is a big dome.
That's right.
Semi-sphere shape. That is my project.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm going to talk about what is architectural design. Architectural design, the basic things is to solve problems. Like first you need to define what kind of project you are going to do. Like housing is for people to live in, right? A gym or stadium is for people to do physical exercise. Factory is for production, for goods. School is for educational purpose. So the first thing is you define what kind of problem you are going to solve. The second is from their site, you begin to work on the site. That is the second thing. Second thing, to decide the entrance, decide the road circulation, decide floor coverage according to building code, and some parking area, decide the main facade. This is the second thing. And then you go into every floor to do floor plan. To design floor, basic element in architectural design is space. We say rooms, like here. Here we are sitting on a hall room, dining room. Sometimes some other lecture room or conference room or atrium or production area, etc. So space is the basic element. Horizontally, we connect all the rooms with horizontal circulation. We say corridor. Sometimes not necessarily a defined corridor, but that horizontal circulation is the method to connect all the rooms together. That is floor design. Then the horizontal circulation connect to stairs and elevators. That we call vertical circulation. 就是基本是空间 then 动线水平动线 then 垂直动线串起来。So we go down to the basement, which is parking space. And other than this, outside exterior elevation design. Elevation design, the windows is a very important element which brings light and air into the buildings. And then is exterior walls which protect the building from the outside vicious storm or rain or sun, climate change. And these are basic things. So you need experience to do different kind of design. You need experience to do hospital design. And the very simple is about space, circulation. But I think architectural design is not only to solve the functional problem. I just mentioned it's all you solving the functional problem about space. For example, I design a factory, and usually their equipment is we think about one unit space. We align them together. But usually, I think the most important things or value in architectural design is creativity. So creativity is that the value add up to the project. Of course, you need to solve the fundamental problem of function. The creativity is the factor you make the building feel different. You add the personality to the building. And I'm probably want to use some examples to talk about this. Now all these are my project. They are all, most of them are all factories. But I'm going to mention some very, very strange project, which is not my design, which is by very famous architect of the world. That is, I'm just going to say the creativity, the value. Now I'm going to mention an architect called Frank Gehry. And Frank Gehry is a very famous architect in this world. And that is his project. His buildings, his design is totally different with what you can see, what you can feel, and also very expensive. They express their capability of doing the three-dimensional form, the mass, and the material. But we call them the constructivism, 结构主义. But their space is more difficult to use because of their shape. Their shape is very unnormal. So this is another his design. And this is Bilbao Guggenheim. Guggenheim Museum. We almost find him to build a Guggenheim here in Taiwan, in Taichung, but do not success. This is a museum in Spain, Guggenheim. And of course, most of his buildings are museums. So you can do a museum like that. You cannot do a housing project like that because you are unable to live. And another very famous architect, he just died 1 year ago. It's called Zaha Hadid. He's a British architect. A female. So he's one of the most great contemporary great architect. 他们两个都是最棒的得奖的。That is his project. And I am just going to mention that is doing the project you have another factor is your creativity, and because God create people, human beings, and human beings has the creativity like God. So we have the design to express our capability in designing something, and design some beautiful things. So you very often when the project comes, I also try to design something different, something new, and some of my projects are very different with other architects. I like to use some sculptural form to do the composition, but not so weird like Frank Gehry or Zaha Hadid. When we're doing the design, the principle of fine art will be used also. So So architect is a kind of mixed designer between the real world and the fine art. You know, the a painter or sculptor, when they doing their design, they do not need to concern about the real things, the pragmatic things, 实际实在实用的东西。But architect need to cooperate the real function into the project. This is the sports center on the International Baseball Park. On the third floor and the fourth floor is a competition field with about 4,000 seats. And because it has a big dome, a concrete thin-shell structure, so there is no any column inside. So, but they have a restaurant at the first floor and the second floor. Sometimes we design things. We need to incorporate a principle of artistic principle. We say proportion, 比例. You design something, but your proportion is not right. So that object you design, it will not looks good. 就是proportion, 比例 is very important. For example, if you are the same height with me, but you have a very short leg, that we say the proportion is not right. You cannot look handsome. So the proportion is different part of comparative relation of shape, of form, of their dimension, etc. Fat or thin, etc. And then the color usage, also very important. In the design principle, sometimes the texture, balance, gradation, light or shadow, some tempo, like the window. Window is a very good element for architect to show the tempo of the buildings, like this. They are jumping around, but sometimes you can see it as the tempo of music. So sometimes the art form they are very similar. Just architecture is a kind of art form. You need to be used. So that is what I'm talking about, principle. Sometimes I'm going to use a project. This project is a factory in Taiwan. A high-tech factory. We say fab. Fab means fabrication. That means they have a high-tech production area. That means they have very strict of air quality, very strict of temperature control. If their control is on 24 degrees, then all the air temperature everywhere is on the same degree. They can go up, they cannot go down. And the air quality is like in TSMC is probably 10. 10 means in a cubic feet, there cannot be more than 10 particles. Any very small particles cannot allow. And this is precision silicon fab. They are doing we say epic taxi. Epic taxi is 累金 that is what they work. They work on the wafer to condensate the material on the wafer, and to provide the raw material to IC Fab, to TSMC or UMC or other factory to do their work. And the production area is here on the 4th floor and the 5th floor. They do not need windows because all the condition, all the temperature are controlled very strictly. And on the two sides, there are a lot of shaft, there are a lot of duct, there are a lot of pipe, there are chemical, very special chemical, etc. And this building, now they are also a very famous building because they do the 第三代的半导体化合半导体 we say the 碳化系 they are also leading company doing this. Now the stock price is going up every day. In the beginning, before I'm going to do the design of this project, the general manager of this company told me he want to have an image of a lion. That means he's going to be the king of their field. That is epitaxy, 北京这个 field. So I try to design this, and there is another building just in front of this in Hsinchu Science Park, just in front of across the street in front of this building. They are door to door, and that company is much bigger. It's IC design company called MediaTek. 联发科现在已经1000元了哈。联发科 so they are facing face to face. Main entrance door to facing door. They walk out. They look at each other, and they almost begin the construction on the same time. And after it was done, their building mass probably 7 times of this precision equipment. A huge company. But after the 2 projects are done, they send a manager to our clients to ask why you design this building. They feel they are threatened. You know, they feel something are standing in front of them. So this is the general manager told them we want to be the best on our field. So you do not need to feel threatened. We are using an image of lion, the gesture of a lion, the leg of lion, the mouth, and the tongue, red tongue, stretch out. And the MediaTek said, we feel something roaring in front of my door. So 他们觉得有一点被威胁，很好笑。That's a very funny story. And the general manager told them, we are doing your raw material. In the IC food chain, you are on the upstream, you are IC design company. We are on the most lower, we are providing the wafer, the very high-tech wafer for all the industry. So if we good, then everybody will be good. So they explain to the MediaTek, and so now MediaTek also growing, and this precision also growing. They are all doing very well. And I try to use another. Well, these are in the Central Taiwan Science Park. They have a lot of optical cooperation, some church. school. This is another photo mask factory. This is purely to solve their problem of clean room. Their clean room is here, and they have a micro-vibration prevention table. They are doing their work here, and the air is from return air going up to the air cleaner and going down. Their floor is, they have a lot of holes, and we say the penetration of the air go down to the surface. Surface will go to the air shot, go up again. This is the fit in the high-tech building. So probably I cannot say too much. I don't know how many times I have. So we just go through some of the project. In Taiwan, most this is also 二极体。二极体 is to do the 发光二极体， so LED factory. So I did this to some other project. This is for the solar energy panel. 这个在高速公路旁边 ，you can see it about on the 湖口 area. So I did two phase, and because they need a very long production line, their factory is probably 150 meter long, and their factory need to wind in. So they put their office and their main lobby on the 6th floor. So people come in, they take the elevator, go up to the 6th floor to do the meeting, etc. This is my office, my company logo. So every project I put it on their main lobby for the floor marble design. So this is Headhand. This is a German company. They produce 光学纸, also a very high-tech production. This is Lagan. Lagan is 大立光是股王啊，他们做那个plastic lamp for our cellular phone. So a very important company for Taiwan. 这是晶圆厂，这是日本的厂，台盛科啊，这是日本的厂，也是光学厂。Some building, that is the church building. This is another dome structure in we say 西湖 West Lake Resort area. This is their performing center. 他们表演就是魔术，或some 剧场。So this is a project the form I usually like to use. That is Lin Sen Precision Industrial Corporation. They are doing packaging, IC packaging, 就是 we say 封装啊 ，IC 封装，它中部的封装厂。I like to use the image of the castle. Castle, and I transform it to a building because many high-tech buildings, they do not need a lot of windows. And usually the castle, they do not have windows, they do not have opening. They have big walls, big mass. So, and the castle usually have 2 defense towers in front of the entrance gate. So the form, I get it from the castle. And to use the castle image, there is a very important meaning is a castle usually is for the owner to defend and to show he is the king, show his kingship power, to show his royal capability, to show his defense fortress. That means I give you this image, and then you will become the king for your field or your profession. So that is I can say that is a gift, a present. The designer meets the architect, give it to the owner. So I hope they can doing good to become the best on his field. Like Linson.
封装是什么？
封装 we have IC food chain. The most high is IC design, and then is IC production like TSMC, etc. And then is packaging, and then is testing. Testing now is also very important. 测试场，然后测试场，然后在下面才是在其他的。然后当然 they have a lot of hundreds of smaller companies to support different kind of things. For example, we say 一种石英厂。When they doing the IC production, they need to use a lot of crystal element, and you know the IC production they use a lot of etching, use a lot of chemical. We cannot do it. That is our Japanese. They do. They produce those chemicals. So that is why nowadays TSMC is willing to work with Japanese. They willing to go to Japan to build an IC fab to cooperate with Japanese. They are the best in chemical in this world. And, on the upper level is when you're doing the IC design, you need software. Software is the Americans. They are the best to do the software. All the good software are produced by Americans. They are very good creativity. And so we cooperate together. You do not have one thing, you cannot produce the IC chips. So this is packaging factory. This is photo mask. In the IC food chain, there is a production called masking. We say photolithography, 光照。台湾有很多光照，他们是服务 IC 厂。这是光照，在中科光照 is also very important. They use EUV, very expensive machine to let the picture go down to a mother sheet, and the IC like TSM, they use hundreds of 我们叫工作母片 working sheet to do their work. 很多不同的厂 they cooperate together. So this food chain is difficult to reproduce. So that's why Americans want Taiwan to go there. It's not only one TSMC to go there. They want all the food chain company to go there all together. And Japanese want Taiwan to go there, and Germany want Taiwan to go there. It's not only TSMC. They will bring hundreds of their subsidiary company together to work together. So that is why now Taiwan becomes more and more important. And nowadays, we do. I think this is church design. And this is a project I just completed. This is Mobilatron. Mobilatron, they are doing something related to automobile, 车王电子. They have a headquarters in 大雅, that is also I designed 20 years ago. So mobile is a kind of movement they require of the shape of very streamlined, 非常流线型的线啊。So that's why in his headquarters or this new project I use a lot of curved linear, 非常流线型的那个外表to do the design. They are going to produce electric bus. So it's different with Honghai. Honghai is going to do the electric cars. 他们是做电动巴士现在已经在装设备了，他们已经拿到执照This is more electron. So nowadays there are a lot of Taiwanese company. They use the government's他们的说帮助，就是现在有一个方法，就是说台商回流they can get very low interest. They can bring money, they can borrow money, they can borrow a lot of big quantity of money and with very low. 本来现在利息已经很低了，他们几乎已经很低的利息在可能剩下一半可以很长期他们可以减税，所以很多台商一直回来。The problem is how to find the land. The land for industry usage is not very much, not very. This is another project just begin to construct. It is a project of my Taichung Rotary Club's owner. He want me to do the design of his factory. This is his propeller. He's doing also very unique. Propeller 是他做螺旋桨这是他的螺旋桨的厂它也是非常的 unique， 因为全台湾大概就只有这一家。当然，全世界 that he has some competition, but he is one of the best. He do propeller design and do the propeller the goods, the product with a very high performance, very high quality. So he's selling very well. A lot of this year, he said he raised his price for 25% to 37%. He has an excuse, that is, one of the material is going up, the copper is going up, the stainless steel is going up, the aluminum is going up. So he told his client, saying, if you don't want me to raise the price, then I will put your production out of production line. So almost every client agreed with his raising price. So doing some unique is also very good. So这是洲际棒球场对面的立体停车场，这也是我设计的。大概有1500辆的车子跟2000辆的机车，这是大立光的宿舍在龙井。
間夠啊，時間夠啊。
这个是环龙电器的南钢厂，他们在南钢规，这个其实，I also use the similar image of castle design to do the project. Okay, thank you very much. I think my introduction of what is architectural design, some of my work, I'm very happy to hear. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian architect. I think he's not only a professional architect. He also has a warm heart that you can see how he considered with the owner, and he put his wishes and linking to the product the owner made. So I think, yeah, you're a really warm person. Is there anyone who has question for him? Okay, maybe later after our meeting, and because of the time, let me present our gift to you.
Thank you. Thank you. 谢谢。
沙娟啊，拿给沙娟报告。
Attendance report. Individual.
Good afternoon. And today we have 24 Rotarian attend, and one visiting Rotarian and one guest. So attendance rate is 67. Thank you.
No joke. No joke. This time.
Sergeant at Arms report. Vito, please.
Hello. Today we have for the donation first from Vilu. Thank you, Rotarian Architect, for your insightful presentation. And also from PP Air, thank you very much, Architect, wonderful speech. And from Rotarian Architect, 回捐的演讲费. Thank you. And also from our President Jimmy, a nice and meaningful encounter with PN Architect and RT Taichung. Thank you for the great speech. Thank you.
Okay, we have a regular meeting next week. We'll invite Chen Binghui Xiansheng to be our guest speaker. It's also H&W Day, and we'll have Thanksgiving receipts. All members and spouses are welcome to attend. Meeting adjourned.
Happy to see everyone. Hope to see you next week. Meeting adjourned.